There we go. Hello everyone and welcome to a somewhat problematic start to the stream because nothing is working properly even though I just tested it and thought I'd fixed basically everything. There we go. Let's see if that actually works properly now. There we go. Hello everybody. Right, I think things are probably okay now. Yeah, so there are a few problems with this game. How's the volume, by the way? Oh no, I can't adjust anything without it changing. Oh, right, because XCOM 2 is running as a full screen game, I can't. If I click on anything outside it, it immediately minimises and the screen goes black. So that's very unhelpful. I'm just going to have to hope everything works nicely. Yeah, I was going to say I promise I tested this beforehand. I didn't 100% test it because I didn't actually start a stream up, but things did seem to be okay. And then as soon as I got things going, everything was the wrong resolution. The USB hub was failing. It's just been awkward. So yes, that was a fun start. So hello everyone. I might be able to set it to borderless windows actually. That might help. Let's have a look for that. Oh yeah, here we go. Full screen windowed. No, I only have full screen or windowed. Let's try that one. See what happens. I mean, actually, that looks okay on the stream. I've got a title bar now, which I can kind of hide reasonably well like that, and I've got a taskbar at the bottom of the screen. But to be honest, that's good enough. I can deal with that. Okay. Yeah, I haven't bought a new hub yet. It's only occasionally a problem. I don't know why the webcam is being laggy. I suppose I could turn it off. That might be a good idea. But I can't. I had this problem before on a previous stream. Yeah, I can see it's the webcam is delayed for some reason, and I have no idea why. I'm afraid the best I can do with that is just turn it off like that. Oh, and the sound disappears when I tab out as well. Okay, so anyway, let's ignore all the technical problems and just start actually, playing and see how things go. So, right, my plan is to start a new game. I'm going to do it on, let's go for Commander difficulty, I think, because I'm pretty sure lower the in-game volume. I actually can't, which is very strange. OBS won't let me adjust the volume. That's weird. Let's do it in a different place then. There we go. It's a bit quieter. I could turn the music off as well, I suppose, because I'm sure you're far more interested in hearing my voice than the music. Linux, of course. It's always Linux. Rookie, veteran, commander, legend. Yeah, I don't know. We'll go for commander, I think. I don't want the tutorial because that's just enormous amounts of FMV. We don't call it FMV anymore, especially it's not. Well, actually, I suppose it is. Enormous amounts of cutscene before we get going. But we'll leave the beginner voiceover on, and we'll leave. I suppose I could leave the subtitles on. I don't care. Yeah, we'll go with the appropriate soundtrack. That seems fine. Yes. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Subtitles might be a good choice because then it's a bit easier for you guys to see what's being said if you're not especially if I'm talking over the top. So we'll turn those on. Advanced options. What have we got in here? Okay, so you can make fights longer by making everybody tougher. I think I'm just gonna go for a basic normal. Ooh, actually, double a length of mission. Since that's an official option, let's turn that one on because I remember these timers being really annoying last time I played this, which was many years ago. But I remember the timers being very annoying. So I'm gonna extend those a little bit it's a little bit cheaty, but never mind. And right, let's just get started. I will enable Iron Man. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Probably get you guys all killed, and then I'll have to restart or something like that, and I'll just regret it forevermore. But yeah, let's have it anyway. I want to have all of the DLC and additional narrative nonsense going because I've got it. I might as well use it. And now let's dip our toes in and see what happens. So we still get some cutscenes though.
Seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
I thought this was the tutorial mission, which I said not to do.
Ordinary gene therapy clinic. They were telling the truth.
Maybe I didn't click the skip the tutorial.
A really obvious trap. We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
And yes, hello everybody. Well, while this is going, I'll say hello to everyone. So we've got Mark and Tack and Persistent and Peter. And did anyone else scroll off the screen while I wasn't looking? If so, then I apologise. But welcome to everybody. Even more tutorials, blimey. Yes, it is permadeath. Yes. Yeah, so the previous game I was playing was the 1994 XCOM. This is the 2016 sequel to the remake, or modernisation. So I think 2016. It might have been 2018 with the DLC actually. So yes, it's a much newer game.
Mistakes are bound to happen. It wasn't our fault. Please.
Yes, it's a good 20 years newer. 22 years newer.
I just need additional time. Did you say something?
I don't know how much talking I should be doing over the intro cutscene, to be honest. We'll just sit here and enjoy it, shall we, for a little while?
Outrider, report.
Yeah, it is a bit heavier on the graphics card load, but at the moment it seems to be absolutely fine. I did a brief sort of test run earlier, and it was fine without streaming. I am now streaming though, so we shall see how it goes.
Are you sure?
Reapers are always sure.
I'll take your word for it. Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood. Now the real war begins.
I think it's supposed to be implied he got hit. Yeah, I was warned when I started the game up that I was running it at an excessively high resolution.
City centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Yay, propaganda.
Line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
With their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
There's a lot of
Despite
intro.
the attempted attack by French elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
He looks like David Tennant as Crowley from the Good Omens TV series. And also like a Thin Man, of course.
Trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the elders.
Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Oh, lovely. No, I've not seen Not for Broadcast. Not even heard of it, in fact.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Scanners aren't very good if they picks up some random person and missed her, but
Gate crasher.
Wow.
60 seconds.
oh, Bradford's been detected. Yeah, why they didn't just stick with ethereal? Well, I mean, they have stuck with ethereals, but they just don't call them that in the when once they've taken over, I suppose. Ooh, explosion! Yeah.
Signal received. Loud and clear.
Phew, this is a longer intro than I was expecting. Maybe we shouldn't be watching it.
Your turn.
Right. So this is the bit where is this where the tutorial starts? Am I actually playing the tutorial? In which case you're sort of forced to sacrifice one of your troops because that's just how the tutorial works. I guess we'll find out. We've got a loading screen anyway. That's a start.
It's time the aliens and the rest of the Advent administration
Oh, no.
learn that we can hit them where it hurts. So we're moving into the city center strike a high-profile target. Deploy and approach the designated position. Neutralize any hostile contacts and secure the site.
Right. So actually, we aren't accidentally playing the tutorial. Good. I managed to get this right. That's a good start. It's the first thing is, ooh, that's a bit, not very many frames per second. We appear to have just all teleported down here, but that's a start, I suppose.
Place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Yeah. So let's see who we've got here to play with us today. We've got we have Ed, who I'm going to keep calling Ed, even though it's not his nickname. We've got Peter. We have Cheese Wheel, and we have Mango. Right. So hello to our squad, and welcome to the game. Those of you who, and thank you for submitting characters. All of those who are in here. I can't get a very good look at them actually in game, but we'll get a better look in between missions, I think. So, okay, this is our first mission. We have to go over and blow up this giant statue of an ethereal, which we can only see the feet of at the moment. Now, XCOM 2 has this nice feature that XCOM 1 didn't, where you start off in concealment, and that's what these ghostly faces at the top of the screen mean. So, at the moment, as long as I don't get too close to any aliens, I can spot them without them spotting me. So I'm going to try and keep the high ground for a little bit longer, because that seems like I'm very aware that gives you much better accuracy, and just generally makes you harder to spot. We've also got cover all the way along here, so let's move our first person over to here. Okay, so we've found a group of Advent soldiers down here.
Make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So these guys, not particularly. Oh, and there's that's a civilian, I think, down there. So we got three soldiers down here. These are the normal standard tier 1 mooks. They're mildly dangerous, but not too. But as compared to everything else, not too bad. So I'm going to continue to move forwards a bit. Basically, advance everyone to wherever they can get to without unfortunate things happening. And then we're going to have to alert the soldiers down there at some point and see how things go. Now, my next question is, can I get on top of this building? I can. So let's bring Cheese Wheel up onto the top of here with a dash, and if we put her here, she can't do any shooting, but she can move a little bit further and hopefully have a better view in the next turn. So I've moved everyone in more or less basically into position now. If the game would stop panning my camera around wildly, that would be nice. There we go. Right, so we've got them all sort of clustered together and sort of tucked out of the way. They're all in half cover, and they can all see the enemies. But we're going to tell them all to hunker down, and that means they're going to basically hide. Because I don't think these guys are going to move this turn. They're certainly not going to see my troops, so I think we should be all right just trying to hide from them.
In cover.
No, that's not hunker down. Come on, game. This interface is awful. Why are you not capable of hunkering down? Oh, I don't know. Sometimes. Okay, so you're out of action. You moved. You can hunker down.
In position.
Why does Peter not want to hunker down? I don't know. I've never played either Overwatch or Hunker. The game doesn't. It sort of it certainly has stats. So let's see if I can find out about somebody by clicking on their name. There we go. So we've got some stats for each person. They will gradually, through the course of the game, they will level up. But the leveling up gets them extra abilities as well as boosts to all of their bits and pieces. Oh yeah, you're right. It doesn't have any cover. Why do you not have cover? There's nothing there apparently. All right. You don't have movement points as such because the game has been modernised far too far for us to have any of that sort of nonsense. Yeah, let's move them to there instead. There we go. But you do have two. You essentially have 2 movement points per turn rather than having lots and lots that you then work your way through. So I can move, as you can see down here, I've got this cyan distant line around here, and that's where I can move to on my first move, or I can dash and move all the way to the yellow line, and that's a double move. You move twice as far, but you can't do anything afterwards. If you do a single move, you'll probably then be able to shoot afterwards. If you do a double move, you certainly won't be able to. And I think things like throwing grenades and hunkering down and stuff like that also all count as an additional move. So what I'm going to do here is what we call an Overwatch ambush, where I'm going to tell all of my people to go into Overwatch, an Overwatch means they will then be watching for any movement. So if any of the soldiers do move, my troops will automatically shoot at them. So I'm going to do that with 3 of them, like this.
I'm on it.
And then I'm going to tell Peter at the front here to lob in a grenade and only be able to get 2 of them. That's quite annoying. Presumably because I've already told Cheese Wheel to Overwatch. I can't tell her to throw a grenade instead. I should have checked that before I put them onto Overwatch. In fact, you know what? There's no time limit on this mission. Let's just Overwatch with this guy as well, and then let the aliens have a turn. Because my hope is, if ideally what I want to do is I want to throw in a grenade which will do 3 guaranteed points of damage to all three of the enemies down there. And hopefully Cheese Wheel will be able to do that. That's the same person. You. Grenade. No, apparently no matter who, I can't get all 3 of them with a single grenade. All right, let's see if we can move Cheese Wheel a bit closer then. Maybe to here. Cheese Wheel is, of course, speaking foreign, which is lovely. I don't understand a word she's saying. There we go. Now I can hopefully get... Yeah. Come on. Get all... It literally won't let me get all 3 of them with the same grenade. That's really upsetting. There is no picks. That grenade should cover all 3 of them without any difficulty, but for some reason the game has decided not to allow me to... I mean, come on. How is that possibly not covering those 2 soldiers? I call shenanigans on this. The game is clearly cheating. But okay, I guess we'll just have to deal with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these guys back onto Overwatch. So as soon as the enemy soldiers start moving, they will hopefully get some flak coming their way. That means I can now take... With Cheese Wheel, we can now go back to plan A, and I can throw a grenade at these 2, and annoyingly can't get the 3rd one. So let's see how this goes. Oh, 3x3 hard-coded. Okay, right, I suppose that... I'm not going to say that makes sense, but there's a certain logic behind it. Alright. Okay, so... Grenade! Boom. And because I'm playing on lead... Whichever level it is I'm playing on, they have 4 health, which means I can't take them out with a single grenade. Very upsetting. But when they start moving, we can then shoot them all, hopefully, shoot them all down like this. Oh, wow. I have to admit, I'm honestly surprised that worked as well as it did. I'm very, very happy. All 3 of my soldiers have leveled up already. And we took out that entire enemy squad without taking any sort of... perfectly. It went basically absolutely spot on. I'm really, really happy about that, because XCOM's never that nice to you. So, good. Yeah, very, very happy. Now, I believe there's going to be another squad of enemies somewhere on this map. They're probably going to be tucked away on the other side of this statue thing. So I'm going to need to advance slowly up the map and hopefully get them before they manage to get me. Yes, indeed, XCOM physics where when you kill somebody, there's a reasonable chance of them just flying wildly across the map. That's not the worst thing I've seen from XCOM by a long, long way. A more typical one is where someone has a gun literally pressed up against somebody's head because of where they're standing, and then they miss. But that's just XCOM for you. So right, let's move forwards. We'll lead with Cheese Wheel. I'm not really sure why, because she's used a grenade, but never mind. But we need to advance everyone forward. Yes, there's the place where we need to put the bomb, I know.
Menace 1-5, you're near the target position.
Yes, I worked that much out. Thank you, Bradford. It still amuses me that the guy is called Bradford, because I grew up relatively near a town called Bradford. So that's always amusing. Right, I think for now we're just going to do a slow advance. We're going to keep everyone in safe levels of cover, or at least ideally full cover, potentially half cover if we absolutely have to, because at this point we've broken the concealment. We don't have those faces at the top of the screen anymore, and that means if we find any other aliens, they will be just as capable. If we see them, they will see us, basically. So we can't sneak up, peek around corners and stuff like that. We can't re-enter concealment. I believe there are some characters you get later on in the game, or some abilities you get later on in the game, which allow you to reconceal your soldiers. But at the moment, we don't have anything like that, so we just have to move forwards very, very slowly. Initially, you only get 4 soldiers, but you can then buy upgrades that will allow you to have more soldiers in the future. I haven't got any of those yet because I've just started, but I believe that gets you up to a maximum of 6. So we'll tell all these guys to go into Overwatch. So if anything happens, they'll return. They'll immediately start shooting. Yes, as Tack says, you can potentially get up to 6 if you buy all of the juicy upgrades. Now, I kind of want to move somebody forward an unwise distance and get them into full cover up here in order to flush out the aliens that are bound to be up ahead. But that's a bad idea. Maybe if instead, what if we move Cheese Wheel to here? This might be a mistake, but I'm going to risk it. There we go. There's another squad up there. Right. So I spotted them. Unfortunately, that means they've also spotted me, and they're moving into more convenient positions, and I didn't have an Overwatch ambush set up. Okay, Cheese Wheel is in a lot of trouble. That was a really bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better. This soldier here is essentially in a flanking position, which means Cheese Wheel is potentially doomed. Yes, you get so each soldier when they level up from rookie to squaddy, or recruit to squaddy, they will get they will be assigned a random class, and that class comes with perks like being a sniper, or being a heavy weapons person, or being I think you've got a specialist who gets a little robot to play with, and there's stuff like that basically. Oh dear. I've screwed this up very, very seriously. Can I grenade him? I can't grenade. He's even out of range for blooming grenades. I should not have sent... Yeah, I thought the other soldiers were going to be over here, so I sent Cheese Wheel up to the front. Cheese Wheel is probably going to get killed, I'm afraid. Yeah, so each class will have their own advantages, whether that is having a heavy weapon or having a... having a sniper rifle or whatever, and so that depends on the class, but you can't choose what to sorry. You can't choose what class your soldiers get. It'll be assigned randomly when they get their first promotion. So you will typically want to upgrade as many soldiers as you can, and then start giving them and then start using them as appropriate based on the class they've been assigned. So I can advance all my soldiers up here a little bit, and now they are all in range of this guy. No, actually, no, they're not. 2 of them are in range of this guy over here, which means I can start shooting at him. But unfortunately, because he's behind this cover here, I've only got a 25% chance of hitting him. And with 2 soldiers, that's not great. Other possibilities. Well, I could get Peter here to throw a grenade in, like this. But he's not. Oh, that might work. I might be able to take out that cover. Let's try this. This is probably this is probably going to be my best bet for saving Cheese Wheel. Okay, that's not done as much. In fact, that's not done any damage to the cover. The cover was indestructible. That's upsetting. So we've got a 25% chance of hitting here. I don't have any better ideas. Let's see what Mango can do. Okay, it's hit and wounded, which is a start, but that's not really what I needed. I needed a kill from that, because as I said instead, Cheese Wheel over here is out of actions, can't move, and is flanked. I think we might be going to lose Cheese Wheel. Sorry about that, Chloe. You've just joined and already you're about to get killed. I moved you forwards too far because I was cocky and didn't expect that to be a problem. So I guess down here we'll take Ed and put him on Overwatch because he's too far away to do any actual shooting. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to reincarnate you. Ooh, what's that one doing? He's shouting. Ooh. Okay, so he's shooting at the guy who threw the grenade. That's a good thing because that guy is under cover, or in cover rather, so he's a lot harder to hit. Oh, Cheese Wheel's getting lucky. Shots missed. And here we go, here's a reaction fire. Which has missed, sadly. Okay, so we're not going to get a kill from that. Oh dear. Okay, Cheese Wheel has taken a hit, but has not been killed. That's very good news. So firstly, let's get Cheese Wheel out of flanking and move around the back here. And then, so she's used a grenade. So I can't throw a grenade in. The enemies are somewhat spread out as well. And we've got this guy over here with about 7 health, which is rather unfortunate. Peter here is marked, and he's got about a 50% chance of hitting in each of the enemies. Let's move him forward into heavier cover, because all the enemies have done stuff, so none of them are on Overwatch. He's now in full cover, which means he's significantly better defended, and now has a roughly 50% chance of hitting anyone. He's also used his grenade, so all he can do now is shoot or go into Overwatch, or actually, to be fair, he can reload as well, but that's not particularly useful right now. Mango, is this full cover? No, that's only half cover. Can we send you round to do some sort of flanking manoeuvre? Maybe. But by the time you get there, it's going to possibly be a bit late. Very good persistent. Yes, Swiss cheese wheel is sadly about right. I don't know if the Dutch are known. Well, no, the Dutch are known a little bit for their cheeses. So I could run whoever got selected at the moment. I could move Mango up to here, which would be quite nice, or potentially straight to here. But then there's a risk of this guy moving around here for an ambush. I think probably for now, let's not make the mistake I made earlier with cheese wheel. Let's move Mango up to here, where he's not going to be able to shoot anything because there's a statue in the way. But he is in full cover and therefore somewhat defended. I could... Right, okay, so what I think I'm going to do here... Where are the other two? There's one over here and one over here. So we're going to take a pot shot at this one first. Probably... who can Cheese Wheel see? Cheese Wheel can see all of them, okay. And roughly 50% chance of hitting any of them. So let's take a pot shot at this one, because he's already wounded. So that means there's a good chance of getting a kill here. Well, there's 50% chance of getting a kill, rather, if Cheese Wheel can get in a hit. There we go, nice, and revenge as well, which is even better. So good. That's one of the three is now dead. The other two are still at full health. I think I'm certainly going to leave Mango on Overwatch because he can't see anyone. It might be best to leave Peter on Overwatch because I reckon these guys are probably going to maneuver to try and get into a better firing position. The question is what to do with Ed. I could put him behind this lamppost, but that's only partial cover, so it's not going to be quite as good. I could get him to here, but then he's not going to have a chance of shooting anything. That's only half cover as well. Everyone else is in full cover, so I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to have him in full cover as well, and I'd like to get him forward into a position where he can use his grenade. Let's dash him to here, and then he can perhaps potentially flank around the other side, depending on what this Advent officer does. And he can also blow up the statue as well. So that's... Yeah, let's move him to here. Then he can blow up the statue next turn, which is one of our objectives. Actually, there's no point. No, there's no point in blowing up the statue before we've killed all the soldiers. Oh, is Mango a she? I apologise. I didn't look closely enough at the characters. Right, so Peter, I want you to go onto Overwatch because you've only got... The point is, he's only got a 46% chance of hitting either of these characters over here. So we might get lucky again. We got lucky with Cheese Wheel taking out this guy, but these two, I feel like it's probably better to stick him on Overwatch because he's got some good cover and a not particularly good chance of hitting. We'll stick Mango on Overwatch as well. She can have a go at anyone who tries to reposition around the other side. There is 20% less aim, yes, but they won't be in cover. Let's see if I can get some actual numbers on this, because that'd be worth seeing. So if I click on, can I get actual numbers on these guys? No. No. So yeah, there are advantages. Overwatch, yes, you get a penalty to aim of apparently 20%. That sounds about right. I certainly believe that. However, if he moves, he's not going to be in cover anymore, and therefore I'm going to get probably larger boost to aim from him not being in cover than I would from him than I get a penalty. So let's put everyone on Overwatch and see what happens. Like that, you see, he's now out of cover, so we still miss. But you know, it was worth a try. So where's he got to? Right, so he's now round there, taking pot shots at Ed. Rather ridiculously. Oh, okay, right. So that guy's gone on Overwatch. So I can't move my troops around very much without them being in serious danger. However, I feel like Cheese Wheel should have a good shot against this guy. Still only a 52. I suppose there is quite a lot of statue in the way along here. I don't know. I feel like there should be a much better than 52% chance of getting a hit along the side there. Let's see if Ed can get both of these. I don't think he can get both of them with a grenade. No, they're too close together. But he can soften up the officer a bit. And the officer is tough enough that I'm concerned about him. So we'll do that first. That was a good close-up on the statue there. Well done, game. I approve of that. Right, so Peter has a 28% chance of hitting that soldier. We have Mango, who can... I can't move Mango because this one's in Overwatch. However, if we get Cheese Wheel to take a shot at this one, we've got a 52% chance of getting a hit. We might get lucky. Is that a 2/3 chance of getting a kill if the damage is between 3 and 5? Is it an even distribution? I honestly don't know. We've got a 52% chance of getting a kill. So, oh, there was some. Yeah, just like that. In fact, 5 damage. Nice one, Cheese Wheel. Well done. I approve of that. So yeah, when I didn't notice that before, but it turns out when you aim. When you set up your aim, it tells you when you set up your shot rather, it tells you where the probability of a hit is coming from. So let's do that with Peter. So we'll move him up to here like that, and hopefully, yes, we've got a flank. We are now flanking that soldier. So that means it's a much easier shot. As you can see, it's now 72% chance. So click on there, and we can see that we've got a 65% chance of hit from Peter's aim score ability, and a plus 7% chance due to the range, and right, so we don't have any penalties because we've got it because he's visible like that. There we go. No, the critical hits are separate. There's a 40. So this guy has a 72% chance of a hit and a 40% chance of a crit. Now, one of the games, and I can't remember which one it was and whether it actually got patched out, but I remember being told, so, pinch of salt, I read it on the internet, it must be true, etc., etc., that the game produces one number between 1 and 100%, and so if you get 0 to 40, then it's a crit. If you get 41 to 72, then it's a hit, and if you get 73 or above, then it's a miss. And that means if I get a hit, there's a more than 40%, more than half chance of that being a crit. I'm not sure if that's the case. Let's not worry about the numbers too much and just shoot this guy, because if he hits him, it's going to be a fatality. There we go, and that was a crit. In fact, so that was a hit for 5 points. Excellent. So now.
Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear.
Thank you.
We have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
Yep, that would be a good idea. Thank you, Bradford. So we now know we've killed all of the enemies. There is a weapon over here or a weapon part over here that will disappear in 3 turns if I don't pick it up or end the mission. But we've got our people over here. That one, Ed is out of actions. Cheese Wheel is out of actions. Everybody who's close enough to plant the bomb this turn is out of action. The only person who's got any left is Mango over here. And if I move her to here, well, all right, let's move her to here because why not? Mango. Right, so now, can't do anything this turn because it's the end of the turn, but the new turn starts. Now we can plant the bomb with Mango, like that. Plant the X4. Doop. Beep, boop, 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 boop. And then... There we go.
Rendezvous at the extraction point.
So we've completed the mission. And now we've... It didn't show an animation of the squad leaving, which is a little bit of a concern, because it kind of looks like we just blew them all up. But we didn't. We all left and then and escaped. So we did get Cheese Wheel wounded because I made a stupid mistake and moved forward too far out of a bit of sort of over-eagerness. But we completed the mission without anyone getting killed. And I'll take that. And now we get to see a mission photo. So there's our brave squad. I think that one's Mango. That's Ed? That's who's the other? That's Peter, and that one's Cheese Wheel. Cheese Wheel is very recognisable due to the. I was going to say due to the purple eyes, but we can't see those. But due to wearing bright orange, so that's definitely a help. Right. So well done, squad, and yeah, let's have a photo of you guys. And I don't know what we do with these photos, but we'll take one anyway. And continue. Yeah, even if you run through fire, you do get damaged by it. But that does seem relevant. That's a good idea, actually. Yes, I should use that for the. I should use the captures from this one for as the background for the next stream. That's a good idea. All right, so we took out 6 enemies. We had 1 soldier wounded. We've talked about this already, but we did complete it in 8 turns. So happy with that. Continue. That was indeed the first mission. So I'd say that.
XCOM refuses to let go of the ways of the old world. They will continue their wanton and reckless crimes until
Blah 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 blah
the
blah.
entire world burns around them. We are grateful to the elders for their support.
Successful shot percentage 100%. What? Nonsense. So we didn't make. We did. What does successful shot percentage mean? So Cheese Wheel, most damage, most attacks. Peter got shot at the most, but hit the least, or joint least. And Mango was the sprinter. Okay, so now we can carry on from there and not worry about why it claimed 100% successful shots, because there were definitely some missed shots in there. Or maybe all the missed shots were reaction shots and didn't count. Maybe all the ones actually aimed worked. So, as you can see here, we've scored a promotion for absolutely everybody. Cheese Wheel was wounded in that, but not killed. But she'll be back with us in 9 days. So let's find out what class all of our people are being upgraded to. So Peter is a grenadier. Lots of explosives. No, you didn't die, Ed. Everyone survived. We had Cheese Wheel was wounded, but not killed. We've not had any deaths yet. Right. So yes, Peter has been promoted to a grenadier. He now has a grenade launcher and a sort of, I was going to call it a minigun. I'm not sure it really. It's got 3 bays. It's some sort of heavy machine gun thing. And from what I remember from seeing other people play this game, this gun is basically useless. But this gun on his back is absolutely devastating. So having the minigun, not so great, but having the grenade launcher, absolutely devastating. You can do lots and lots of damage with that. So that's going to be really useful. He can launch grenades and that gives him a better range. He gets more grenades, and I think the grenades might do more damage as well. He's also get lots and lots of extra things as he levels up as well. Yeah, the Gatling gun is a bit pathetic. So, let's see what Ed's got. Ed is now, a ranger.
Capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
Right, so Ed is presumably going to move quickly, and he's got a big sword to hit the aliens with, so that's lovely. And he might have a shotgun as well, so he's going to be really deadly at short range. But we need to get him up close and personal, and so you might be up there in the danger zone. Excellent. So Ed has got the one he was designed for. Or pretend for. So yes, we get the slash ability here. So that is basically run up and boop the enemy with your sword. It's a combat boop. It is indeed Ed. Did I call him somebody else earlier? If so, I apologise. Mango is becoming a specialist with the flyy robot things.
Specialists deploy robotic drones on the battlefield that can be outfitted for combat or field medic duty.
So as Bradford says, the little robot thing can be flown out well, at the moment, the robot can fly out and give be sort of slight and give someone a defensive boost. So if you've got so basically this synergizes quite well with Ed. So when Ed runs forward to poke somebody with his sword, and then we realise he's a bit in a rather awkward position, Mango can send over her drone to sit over him and distract the enemies and stop them from being able to shoot him quite as easily. So these two could work quite well together. Well, you might still get specialist persistent, because I suspect the other person, Cheese Wheel, I suspect is going to be a sharpshooter, because we haven't got one of those yet. But you haven't been promoted yet, so you might get something different.
Just like it sounds, our sharpshooters engage enemy targets with pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
So, yes, sniper. Now, this is really annoying that the sniper is the one who's been injured, because the snipers are really, really useful, and I want, especially with squad sight. So, yeah, that kind of sucks, but I guess we'll just have to level somebody else up into a sniper as well. So squad sight is fantastic. So you remember when I was playing XCOM 1, we had you could just shoot blind as long as somebody in the squad could see the alien. You could just get everybody else to pour shots down on them. Squad sight, you can't do that in the new XCOM games, but squad sight sort of allows you to do that. So as long as somebody can see them, this allows your sniper to take pot shots at them, which is fantastic. Yeah, well, I'm afraid you can't. You don't get to choose, sadly. There is a mod that allows you to choose what everyone gets upgraded to, but unfortunately, I haven't added that one in. Tack, do you get to pick your own perks? You say. Well, we'll see. Some of it will depend a little bit on whether you pick out sensible things that I agree with. But I will certainly let you have some input. But I'm Bagsying the final say. Alright, continue. So here we are, back in the big ship of... That's a